Now what I've done to read this, I'm using a Motorola DS3407 DPM reader, handheld, but you can get it in Bluetooth. And I have your samples of glass on a piece of black or dark background to create some contrast. I have the marks flipped over so they're backwards, so the sage is written backwards because we're reading the original mark rather than through the glass. And the way that you read this is you get the reader out and there's a plus sign. You want to place the plus sign on the mark at about a 45-degree angle, not straight on. Never read straight on because the light will reflect back into the glass, from the glass into the reader, and you will not be able to read it. So the light comes out the end of the reader, so you want to hit it on an angle so the light bounces off the reader and decodes the barcode. So in order to do that, you just put the reader at a 45-degree angle. I've got it set up so that it's about 2 inches to 3 inches away, and you pull the trigger, and when you pull the trigger, you will hear the beep. So every time I read that, I'm reading at about a 45-degree angle, as you see. As soon as I find the mark here, there it is. Sometimes it's really hard to see these things. So anyway, if you read them straight on, it won't read, but 45-degree angle, it reads very well. No farther than 2 or 3 inches away. I mean, we can actually go out to 4 or 5 inches, but I would recommend being close. You want to eliminate any reflection on the glass so that the reflection will reflect back into the reader and can't see it. So you always want to make sure that you're reading at an angle that there's no reflection from direct sunlight shining on the glass back into the reader to be able to read that. In this experiment, I have a darker background so that I get better contrast to read that. So basically that's it. It reads very well. You can hear the beeps. And if you have trouble, and if you try to read it straight on, it may read it straight on like this one is reading, but you have to be very careful that you don't get reflection. So you can try various angles, but we always recommend that you go at 45 degrees.